Okay, let's talk through all these golf events that you have coming up.
Gabby, I'm glad you asked. Got my calendar right here. July 17th at Red Run, and then July 31st, I have the American Golf outing for the Cancer Society.
I also have the American Cancer Society golf outing on the 31st, and also I got yours on the 18th, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Oh, boys, these are a lot of events and golf outings.
Well, you want me to miss my own golf tournament?
Gabby, they're all great golf.
I mean, this
Okay,
is.
hold on. I got this. Guys, I got this. Don't worry about it. Hold on a second.
He always says
Hey guys, thanks for coming so fast. How are ya?
Remember the guys from Randy Wise, right? The Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Watch for the eye.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports. And some, well, not so much. Brought to you in part by Premier Security Solutions, Fairway Packing Company, and Swiss Insurance. Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Hey there. Hi, everybody. It is Wednesday, June 21st, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, fox2detroit.com if you're watching live. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, too, man. Before I say hello to Maz, I guess I already did. Hello, Maz.
Hello, Bray.
I'm mad at JB.
Oh.
I am extremely
How
mad
could
at JB.
anybody ever be mad at JB?
And it's coming on the heels of him doing everything here, whether it's this booth, whether it's that booth, whether it's coming up with graphics, etc. So it's hard to be mad at JB like you say.
Look at JB now. He's even smiling now. Look at him now.
He's
this
smiling.
guy's always smiling.
Even when he's upset, he's smiling.
He's smiling because he knows why I'm upset with him. He told me, and I quote,
I know what this is.
Fast
I know where this is
10
going.
was good. He told me that Jason Momoa. He told me that Jason Momoa did a good job of being the antagonist to the Fast team. And I gotta say, Cap, it was horrible. Jason Momoa plays this weird character that's kind of like this cartoon slash, I don't know, an OC chick. He's playing an OC Orange County girl in high school. That's his character.
Yeah,
he's got
weird.
like ponytails and he's playing.
Is that why there was a sticky note? You owe me $24 in his booth today.
It may have been. It may have been. It should have been for the $24.
It was a $24 for the movie recommendation.
I could not believe how bad this movie was, and then it's just the same old fast, crazy scenes. They got guys in planes and jumping out in cars, and cars landing on the Hoover Dam, and still having attraction to go down and make it all the way and save the baby. You got young Dominic Toretto pulling the car circle move where he's jumping car to car. JB, you like that?
Damn, JB.
It wasn't that bad, and I gotta say, Jason Momoa was a good villain to this, especially because there's gonna be a part 2. You've never seen a villain like
Part 2, there's 10 parts.
for Fast and Furious.
Exactly, I'm with Matt. How is it part 2? Part
11.
So was this 10A? Is 10B now coming out?
It was 10A, yeah.
My God! Then the end of the movie, I don't want to spoil it to those that hadn't seen it. It was horrible. It just came out of nowhere and it ended. Like you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. You're gonna be.
Did it fade
You're
to
gonna be
black?
obsessed with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Then I'll tell you that.
I saw that already too. I was not necessarily excited about that one. I did like the end after credits. So you know who's getting another spinoff. But it was all over the place, Ryan and Monty. But I apologize to JB because once I went to see Fast 9. And I saw Tyrese and Ludacris in space.
Damn.
And then they got to the barbecue, and they never explained how they made it home from space, from being a satellite. I shouldn't have went to see 10. So, JB, that's not your fault. That is extremely my fault.
That becomes a you problem at that point.
It is a me problem.
JB, we got to get JB and Braylon on with Lee Thomas, Critic Lee, speaking on Fox 2 with his movie reviews.
Don't bring JB.
Maybe I won't bring JB.
JB is on movie critic probation. You're on movie critic probation.
Very good. Tom Mazawey, good afternoon to you, buddy.
Hey, Rye. Hey, Bray. Hey,
What's up,
JB.
man?
Hey, Lucas. Hey, everybody. Out in the chat,
Lucas
man.
over here making. Is this a final word debut over here for Lucas?
I think it is.
Thank you. Get in on this,
Oh
Lucas.
man, JB, I got your back. I'm with you.
Thank you.
I am with you always.
I will say, they wanted him to portray, and you can't say crazy nowadays that people would jump down on your bones, but they wanted him to portray a character that had been through a lot and that has snapped. So I can't understand that, JB. That was good. He did do a good job of going from the silly goofiness with the painted fingernails and all that to getting serious in certain moments. That was cool, but for the most part, I was like, am I watching, is it Disney? And then it turns back into Michael Bay, and then it turns back to Spielberg. I was confused.
Welcome in, everybody, and welcome to the first day of summer. Now, Maz, I got to ask you about this because you are somebody, remember the old Bleep It video of me taking video of you walking to your car
Yes,
in
in the snow.
Bleep it.
Yeah,
I hate
Michigan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Michigan sucks. This,
Yep.
that, and the other thing, talking about the
was
state
great.
because of the weather.
Yes.
How do you feel about summer? Like, do you like summer or do you hate summer too because of the too extreme?
The heat.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
I'm a 55 to 79 guy.
Me too.
That's a good 24 degree range.
Yeah.
Anything over 79, I'm not here for.
I'm not happy about it. You know that. I'm not a big summer guy, except for summer vacations and going in the pool. And, you get a little bit of a tan, so you look a little bit better. But I really can't stand it. And my day is made by the minute I walk out of the house. So 8 a.m., I walk out of the house. And I know you're walking out of the house at 4 in the morning. But so it's a little cooler.
3:15.
It's a little cooler. So when I walk out at 8 a.m., I feel the humidity hit me right in the face. And I'm like, damn.
Hits you right in the
Oh,
face.
my God. And then I do
just
my
like
thing
it.
in the morning. I get out around noon to come here, and it's even hotter. And it just hits you. And what I got to do is I open the door of the car, open all the windows, put the air conditioner on full blast, and just try to air the car out a little bit, then get it nice and cool, come here, park a mile away, walk on over back here to Lady Jane's at Birmingham through all this.
How far did you park today? Where did you park today?
I'm about 2 blocks down that way, down Woodward. Anyway,
oh my gosh.
I don't love summer. I'm a 50. Actually, I'm a 40 to a 75 guy.
Are you talking
Anything
about
over
years old?
75, I like 40.
40 to
Yeah,
75.
40 is football.
That's a really low. Now I like 40 in February.
Yeah, I like 40.
But not 40 in May.
I don't mind 40 at all, except the flowers die. I don't want to see the flowers die. You got to cover them when it's a frost. Nonetheless, 40 to 75 is my perfect time.
Yeah, it's hard to describe it by certain temperatures because certain temperatures feel good at certain times of the year.
Boom.
So that's why it's tough. If you're saying 50 in the summertime, I get it. That's too cold for the summertime. You're talking 25 in the winter. I get it. 25. I've played in a lot less colder in the game. So but you're hitting the nail on the head. Something 50 to about 79.
Yeah.
That's the wiggle
Sweet
room,
spot.
man. Especially when you get to 75, like 72 with that light breeze. 72 to 77. You're talking Caribbean island vibes right there.
Listen, I
I'm
can
right
I can handle winter. Just don't snow on me. If there's no snow, bring on winter.
3 days a year you need snow though. 3
I know,
days.
but it's 3 days too much.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's Eve.
Boom. New Year's Eve is questionable because of the
Maybe
driving.
a light dusting.
Driving.
No one should drive on
Nobody
Christmas
should
Eve.
drive on New Year's
No
Eve.
one should drive on New Year's Eve.
Hey, let's give the people what they want. Welcome in WoodwardSports.com. Today was the day. We have talked about it for months, and then over the last couple of days, there's been some teasers and some really definite clues the teasers had to the helmet reveal. The Lions introduced at noon today their alternate helmet. Here it is. So there it is, Bray, and there's a ton of pictures about it too.
He could roll the pictures as we talk.
Yeah, first and foremost, what do you think?
No.
Don't like it.
It's not that I don't like it. I mean, it's new. It's a wonderful color. It's a matted blue. It's kind of like the direction we were talking about, the direction that we've seen in various sports shops that we didn't think could be the Detroit Lions. So I like that. But I think when you get a chance to do something new and different, I just think it's basic. You got Bubbles the Lion logo on a nice color helmet on a just great face mask.
That's not Bubbles. That's Stretch Line.
That's Stretch Leaping
That's
Line.
Mustang Line.
Mustang Leaping Line.
It is not what I thought we were going to get in terms of going in a new direction. So I like the color, and maybe it'll grow on me, but for right now, I was expecting something new, not to go in the back direction.
Tom Mazawey, that's your lion.
That's my logo.
That's your logo.
That's my logo. Now, listen to me. When I first saw it at noon, I was like, eh. And then I kept looking at it. And I got here to the station, and I kept looking at it and diving in and zooming in. And the only thing I really hate about it, I'm not a big fan of that blue. Maybe the way it, I don't know, is it chrome? Is it matte chrome? It's a weird color. And then they're putting it with the pajamas. I hate the gray pajamas. I do. I hate them. So look at that combo. That does not look good. It does not look good.
I gotta agree with Mass. Look, and I'm not trying to bash it, and maybe it'll grow on me. I mean, at the end of the day, when they're winning, who cares what you're wearing, as long as you're winning. But just looking at it, being honest from an objective standpoint, it just looks like there's a lot going on, man. It's like the colors don't match. The blue on the helmet doesn't match the blue on the sleeves. I agree with Maz. You don't put that one with the gray. I was looking more of the all white, the white on white.
Yes.
Like they played.
That would have worked.
Like they played Green Bay in 2021. Brian, you love those Nike Rush uniforms that night on Monday Night Football. I thought they were going to go along in that direction. So to see the gray on top of the gray, and then with that helmet, and then go back to the Leaping Lion, it just looked like it's a lot put together. And I hope by the time that game happens that they use that. Hope that they got it, the color schemes figured out, and maybe even the right. Maybe they switch and go back to the white. Because that gray with that color is just, it seems like it'll be a missed opportunity. That's what I would say. It'll be a missed opportunity.
It's an alternate, and it's this year. I think it's kind of like when a car company is ready to change the car itself. Let's say the Blazer, the Chevy Blazer comes out, and they put out like the last year of this particular model. And then they know next year they're going to change the body and design completely. That's what this looks like to me. Although I do love the logo, it's my favorite, and it's Mr. Ford's favorite. That's why they wear the 90-year anniversary patch with the William Clay Ford initials on it. That was his favorite logo. It is my favorite logo. I just don't know if it belongs on that helmet and that color.
Guys, I got to take a break. I'll give my thoughts after this, and it might surprise you. And something that was so clever by the Detroit Lions, want to get that out there as well. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts. Is my mic on, Lucas? It feels like okay, good. All right, just making sure.
I hear you.
You can walk into any Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
All right, so there's the helmet reveal once again. Subscribe to Woodward Sports on YouTube. Hit that like button as well. Let's see if we can get to over 50 likes by the end of this segment. So, Braylon, I want to give you a lot of credit first and foremost because yesterday on the show, it was you that really pointed out that the car was the clue on the helmet. The blue Mustang was a clue. The Mustang
the stripe,
tires, the stripe was a clue back to the old logo. So
I just wish I would have been right about the freaking white license plate.
Yeah, well, that's true. So here's what I think about the helmet. Number one, I like it a lot. I wish it was white. I think an all-white helmet with those all-white road unis would have been deadly. Yeah. That's just how I feel about it. I think it would have been awesome with the white. This helmet is freaking awesome. This helmet, you will grow to love this helmet. I love the helmet. You dive back into the history of the Lions with that older logo of the 70s, I believe that was, in the early 80s. And then all of a sudden, you dive forward here with this new blue that the Lions have as well. I just don't, again, I like you, Tom Mazawey, I don't love it with the gray uniforms. You do have all blues that you could put those with.
The blue probably wouldn't have matched the blue.
I don't hear you, Tom. I'm sorry.
Shoot, the white.
The blue probably wouldn't have matched the blue unis. Yeah, that's the problem.
You go the white jersey
maybe that's
with
what
the blue pants. Yeah, maybe, there are many things that you can do. And maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe I would. Like I said, I like the color, and maybe I'm wrong. But Ryan, I think with the opportunity that you have, when you have a team like the Lions right now that everybody's talking about, everybody around the country is paying attention, whether people want us to lose because they want it not to be true or whether people are supporting. Everybody's watching the Lions. They're interested to see what is this thing about. So right now you got all eyes on you. This is when you come. This is when you drop something dope. I remember when the Denver Broncos, I hated the AFC. I've told you this a million times on this show. Hated the AFC growing up. I didn't like any teams in the AFC. I was an NFC guy. When the Denver Broncos got rid of those with uniforms, which years later, Maz, I will learn to love the original Broncos uniforms from the 70s,
love the orange
the 80s,
crush.
and the 90s. I do too now, 100%. But when they dropped those new uniforms with the orange stripe that went down the helmet, and they changed the Denver Broncos logo, and they started doing the Mile High Salute, they started winning games, they started winning Super Bowls, I fell in love with that, and so did the country. That's what I'm saying. When you're talking about alternate uniforms, alternate helmets, next year they come up with new uniforms, everybody's watching the Detroit Lions, which gives you opportunity to sell merch, sell your team. And that's why I want this helmet to really hit, and that's why I want those jerseys next year to really hit, because you can sell the whole franchise around the country, not just in the state of Michigan.
If you go on Lions Twitter right now, you can find a way to order these helmets. They have a big tweet on its own standing out, how to order your Lions alternate helmet. And you know, I'm going to get one because I have all the NFL helmets at home, and I got a lot of the throwbacks, and I got the USFL.
Take your time I'll get you one. You know where I'm going.
I love you,
my
man.
boy will hook you up.
Thank
I got
you,
you covered.
You know, a lot of the stuff with the uniforms, and we talk about it with the uniforms, and the full-fledged uniform change is coming next year in 24, and they'll probably reveal that at the NFL draft or a little bit before the NFL draft, I would assume, whatever the case may be there. But with this helmet, with any uniform, if you win, the fans will love it, and if you don't, they won't. I think the helmet is really cool. Maz, again, you have really, since we started working together here at this job 2 years ago, you have always had that logo. Braylon, look at your hat right now. You've almost got the stripes
I got
down
the stripe right, yeah.
You've got the stripes down there because it's such a classic feature of the Lions.
If you remember, the Silverdome end zones.
Yes.
Had that line.
100%.
In each of
corner.
the sides of
had
the
NFC on one, it had the lion on the other.
That's right.
They also had
those logos.
They also had the golf cart. They had him on it, on the golf cart.
Oh, yeah.
Rode in there many
Wayne
times.
Font's golf cart.
Exactly. Pops played for the Lions, so I rode on that golf cart many a time.
Yeah, I just think that winning is involved and losing is involved on whether you like uniform changes. You know, Michigan State, I think of them, that comes to the top of mind because then they have that, everybody yearned for that, all Michigan State fans anyway, yearn for that Gruff helmet, right? That Spartan Gruff.
They do a great job with their
Griff.
uniforms.
What is the...
They change their
uniforms
uniforms
Gruff Sparty.
Is it Gruff? Gruff Sparty comes, they lose the game, and now nobody wants the helmet ever again. So you got the helmet you wanted, but I think they lost when they had Gruff, so now you can't ever
Remember
wear
the old
Gruff.
Cowboys? They used to wear the blue jerseys and lose. The Dallas fans hated those blue jerseys. I thought they looked phenomenal in those jerseys.
We weren't Dallas fans. So
I know, but they lost Super Bowl V in those jerseys.
This is true.
It's never been the same.
We used to kill Michigan State with that. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Those things were dope.
So, do we know the schedule in which they're going to play? We do.
We do.
So, these are the games that the Lions will wear these uniforms, the grays with the alt helmet. They're going to wear that on Monday Night Football. It's only 2 games this year, right? 2 games this year. The alternate football on. I'm hearing you guys in the audio booth, Sam. I'm hearing you guys in the audio booth. Alternate schedule on October 30th on Monday Night Football, and then the final week of the season, Week 18, against the Minnesota Vikings, which perhaps a division championship could be on the line.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. You know, when you wear uniforms like this, when you change the uniform, you got to wear them in prime time. And most uniforms, the best uniform look, it's going to be on Monday Night Football. So I can't wait to see these against the Raiders. Maz, that's your favorite classic uniform.
It is.
It's the Raiders. So you get the Raiders against your new Lions, man.
I know.
What do you think?
If they're making this helmet, why are you only wearing it twice?
Well,
2 out of 17?
It is an alternate helmet, man.
I know, but use it 3, 4, 5 times. At least.
Then it becomes almost a regular helmet.
Well, Thursday Night Football, you're going to be on that a couple of times.
Right.
Monday Night Football, and then maybe a big game here and there. Well, Thanksgiving, they'll probably wear the real throwbacks with the no logo on it and just the blue
I don't know
tops.
if they could do that, because that would be considered a third helmet. You can't have a third helmet.
Oh, yeah.
You can only have 2.
Okay.
So that all silver helmet was considered really a Lions' second helmet. I believe, if I have that, we can ask Mike O'Hara that, but I believe you're only allowed to have 2 different helmets.
Okay.
So,
anyway, I just think more the better. If you're going to have a helmet, use it a little bit. Use it more than twice. And they might, considering they might get flexed on a Sunday night game late in the year.
At the end of the day, I'm excited that they took this leap, though. And I guess I use leap, pun intended. They took this leap, man. They mixed, like you said, they mixed some of the old with some of the new, and here we have new uniforms.
You know, all the detail. What is this one, guys? I'm sorry. Do we have specific details of this?
Yeah, well, it's different looks.
Oh, it's the different looks.
It's different looks. And there's a reason. There's another tweet that we have that describes what each thing is on the helmet.
Okay.
So we could put that up, but I didn't print it out for you.
Yeah,
it might be hard for you to read.
Yeah, that wasn't in my packet this morning.
Your packet is weak.
That wasn't in my
It's a
packet
weak
today. I
packet.
just want to thank you for that, Tom
That's
Mazawey.
my problem. Sorry.
So the blue, symbolizing the future, it's a shell color never before worn in the NFL. So this color of blue has never been worn in the NFL before. The helmet will only be worn with the team's all-gray alternate uniform, which I think it looks sweet with the all-whites too. It is designed to celebrate the 90th season of the Detroit Lions. The classic logo plays tribute to the club's history, and the matte face mask is a Lions signature Detroit gray. So there are all the details of the Detroit Lions
The deets,
helmet.
as we call them. Those are the deets.
The deets.
I'm eager to see the matte gray face mask in person. You know, because obviously when I think in person, I'm thinking gray that they have, the usual rubber, the usual alloy that they've made over the years. But I'm interested to see this matte gray because I think the picture may not do it the full justice happening on the video monitor. I think once we get it in person, be able to take it out and look at it, we'll realize that it is a lot doper than we think.
Do you think this is, just looking at it, symbolizing the future, is a shell color never before worn in the NFL? Do you think this will be the prominent color now moving forward for the new uniforms? Talk about the future, never been worn before.
I don't think it's Honolulu blue.
Yeah, I don't think Honolulu blue is coming back. I mean, they're going to change your uniforms in 24. This looks to me the preeminent color that will be the focus of the new uniforms.
I just don't know if I'm gonna like it like on a uniform. I don't know. I like Carolina blue and black. I think they look really, really great, and I thought we were right close to that. I'd hate to lose that true look, but you know what you got to bring back is the silver. Forget the gray. Go back to the silvers, man.
I didn't know there was a difference. Did you?
Yes, it's a major
you
difference.
Did.
My dad played for the Lions.
Major difference.
No, but silver and gray
Yes.
It's two different colors.
Gray is flat and dark.
It's
Flat
dull.
and dark. Silver is sparkly and fresh.
Do that again.
Sparkly and fresh.
Yeah, but
take a look at it. Look at Billy Sims' unis. Those numbers, those old numbers compared to the gray now.
When you think of jewelry, you think of silver and gold. When you think of jewelry, you don't think of gray.
No.
Think of silver because it's
right.
shiny. Jewelry is shiny. So I agree with Maz on that. But just listening to, just Maz and you guys talking about the future, this is the futuristic. This is a futuristic move. You look at that color; it's shiny. It's a new blue. It's a new hue of blue. That's dope. I mean, it makes you think about what will buildings look like downtown Detroit in the next 10 years. What's the city gonna look like? What's gonna be new downtown? It's almost like Transformers. Like when you watch those movies, JB, you can jump in on this one. Every movie they get shinier and shinier and newer as you move into the new age, which is 2023 next year. We have the NFL draft, 2024. Hopefully, be an NFC championship at some point soon. I like the blue. I like the move. I like the future for the Lions.
Love it. Guys, so exciting. Anyway, they're only going to wear it for 2 games. And again, if they win those 2 games, people will love it. And if they don't win, they're going to hate it. That's the bottom line.
Facts.
That's the bottom line. JB, do you like them?
I really don't.
You don't like them?
I don't care for them at all. All honesty, I like the blue color. It's very nice. But other than that, the old school Lions logo, I don't really care for. I understand the meaning. It's the 90th anniversary. You want to celebrate that. But other than that, I just wanted something completely different. Something completely left, off the wall. But this just kind of just seems like it's just meh, I'm
with JB. It seems like they took, and this is why maybe Ryan and Maz, and this is why, and we're not poo-pooing on it. I love the color. I love the effort. I love the matte face mask. I love what they did there with the gray. One of the big things, though, is it looks like they were so meticulous about this color, this new blue that they want to use for the 90th anniversary that's going to represent the past as well as the future. And moving forward, they were so meticulous. Never have we seen a color blue like this in the NFL ever. And they get it, and then they put this beautiful gray matte on the face mask to give it that little bit of extra touch. This is it right here. And then they slapped the old logo on it from 1970. That's what it feels like, and that's why I said maybe I gotta wait to see it. But it doesn't look like they mixed the integrities. It looked like they said, "Hey, let's do this magic thing." And hey, by the way, let's slap the old logo.
We got another classic. coming up.
I love it. I love it. I don't love it with the grays. I love it. And again, hopefully they win some games in them. Guys, we're going to be joined by Mike O'Hara, DetroitLions.com, touching on all things Lions, including the helmets. We'll get to him next, but first a message from Big Boy.
Yes, sir. Strawberry Fest is back and better than ever at Big Boy. Start with a breakfast. How about the strawberry hotcakes or the mouth-watering red velvet waffle? If you're not in the mood for breakfast, maybe a little snack, lunch, and dinner, they got the strawberry, bacon, chicken wrap, or refreshing summer splash salad. And you know about the desserts, especially the beautiful, delicious, very delicious strawberry pie. That's a classic. Also, the deep-fried vanilla Oreos or the strawberry hot fudge cake. That all could be yours. Plus, you can just order a Big Boy at your local Big Boy.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
So there it is, one more time. The Lions' alternate helmet reveal. They'll wear it twice this season with their all-gray uniforms and the blue helmet. They'll wear it on Monday Night Football against the Raiders at home, and then again at home. Week 18 against the Minnesota Vikings, and who knows, maybe that game is for the NFC North Division Championship, or maybe even the Lions will need to win that game to have the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. How about that?
How about it?
It'll be interesting to see those two teams collide with those helmets, because their purple is the same style of blue that we have. Ours is blue, theirs is purple. So those two helmets are going to be shining that night.
All right, good stuff. Hey guys, want to join in Mike O'Hara to the discussion. Longtime Lions beat reporter, DetroitLions.com. Mike, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, Mo. Look. Mo, are you there?
We can keep talking a little bit until he gets on the phone.
Mo's probably talking. He probably can hear us.
Yeah, he probably can hear us. We can't hear him. It's fine. We'll figure it out, hopefully, in a timely manner for everybody. But it's all good. Some of the things that I wanted to discuss with Mike O'Hara today, Braylon Edwards,
Adam's
is,
right there, so.
huh?
Adam is right there.
Some of the things I wanted to discuss with Mike O'Hara. Obviously, this helmet, but nonetheless, some of the players that really impressed during the mandatory minicamp. Oh, do I hear something? Mike, you there?
He was. I could have sworn I heard him breathe.
I think Mike was there. Mike is not there anymore.
Look.
No problem. We'll try to track him down once again. If not, no biggie. Braylon, one of the things was about some of the players that stood out, and one of the guys that Mike O'Hara wrote about on DetroitLions.com was safety Kirby Joseph. And let me read what was said about Kirby Joseph here. Joseph stood out playing safety for the Lions in his rookie season, and it was more the same this year in the offseason. In a secondary that's been reworked, Joseph fit in like a big piece of the puzzle. Mike, you there?
I'm here.
Oh, there we go. We got you. Mike O'Hara, my goodness. We apologize for that, Mike. That's technical issues on our end, but seem to be fixed now, so we appreciate you standing with us patiently. Mike, first of all, I want to ask you about the helmets. What do you think?
Oh, I like it. I think it's really cool. I mean, to me, it looks like something you might put on before you slide into a Formula One car at Monaco or something like that. I think it's good. I like it. I'm not a big uniform guy, helmet guy, and all that. I don't really care what they wear, but I like this a lot. I really do.
He says as long as they win games, right?
That's right.
That's part of it. Well, everybody.
Go ahead, Mike.
Everybody understands that. Everybody understands that, and you can. A lot of the call-in shows this morning, a lot of people took their attack and said, "Yeah, but they got to win." Well, that's not exactly a secret.
No, it's not.
No, we wasn't saying it like that. More so on the other side. Go ahead, Ryan.
Mike, one of the reasons why I wanted to have you, obviously the helmet reveal, but just to get some thoughts from the mandatory minicamp that took place. Obviously, it feels like a little bit of a dead period in the NFL right now. But one of the guys that I was just on DetroitLions.com and looking at standouts. One of the guys that you talked about was Kirby Joseph. He's a guy that we mention a lot here on this network. How good can this player be for the Detroit Lions, and why did he stand out to you in minicamp?
Well, the minicamp was the end of the entire off-season program, and so I think the way he played last year, with the 4 interceptions, 3 of them on Aaron Rodgers, you just had a feel that the kid knew how to play ball, and he came back, and I think he added to that. I think you saw confidence. I think you saw assuredness, and a guy who knew how to play his position this year in the minicamp. Now, granted, it's minicamp, and you're not, the wide receivers aren't getting hit, and the safeties aren't wide receivers. But for what he was, for what he had to do, what he was doing, I thought he looked like an even better pro than he was a year ago.
Mike, here's a question. So much is being made of how good the Detroit Lions are coming into this year. They drafted well. They went through free agency well. And the guys that played for them last year, they got a lot better this year. One problem they haven't had is worrying about who to cut. This year, they're going to have to worry about who they're going to have to cut. Who are some key name guys that they might have to part ways with? I mean, Romeo Okwara and guys like Craig Reynolds are the first two guys that come to mind when I think of that situation.
Craig Reynolds was probably the running back. I think he's fighting for the 4th or 5th spot in the backfield. You could be right about that. Romeo Okwara, I think, is safe. I think he's finally at full health from the Achilles. He injured 2 years ago in Chicago. I don't think he missed all of that game, but in fact he missed all of the rest of that season and a lot of 2022. But he really looked strong. He looked quick. He looked like he looked like the guy who had 10 quarterback sacks 3 years ago. And so I think he's safe, but I think there's a real battle at a lot of positions. Like you mentioned, the one running back, but also I think at defensive end, the outside linebacker, whatever you want to call a rusher there. Yeah. I think there's going to be a couple of good players who might be available to another team. And if that's the case, and I don't like to root it for or against anybody at cutdown time because those jobs mean an awful lot to those people competing for them. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions were able to trade one or two of those players who are destined to get cut, and maybe pick up a 7th round or a 6th round draft pick, which you can use as leverage in the future.
Mike, one last question out of me, man. At least right now, Jahmyr Gibbs, first-year rookie for the Detroit Lions, as well as David Montgomery, first-year Detroit Lions guy. How are they sharing the reps between those two guys throughout the season and ending in this past training camp? This past mini camp.
Well, it could be the hot hand at a given time, Braylon. It really could, but I would think that Montgomery would get the slightly more, maybe 60-40, split there, and he'd get more of it. If you're going to want to run the ball, you're going to, the Detroit Lions want to do that. They've got the offensive line to do it behind, and if you're going to do that, then you've got to run the ball. You can't do it with gimmicks, and I don't think that's what they intend to do. I think what will change the thinking here is that Jahmyr Gibson can really play wide receiver, and I don't mean just catching passes out of the backfield, and I'm not denigrating that or not giving them the value that they have, but he can split out wide, go in motion, come back, and really create some havoc down the field. So I think you could really have both of those guys on the field at the same time, and at the end of a game, one guy might play 60% of the plays, another guy might play 55. That adds up to more than 100, but it's because they're on the field at the same time.
Mo, I got a couple of defensive.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
It does. It makes a lot of sense, man.
Hey, on the defensive side, on the depth side, take a look at how the linebackers position looks so far to you through these two mini camps, the mini camp and the rookie camp so far. Is it much of a difference than last year? Jack Campbell being in there, Malcolm Rodriguez his second year, and Derek Barnes as well.
Well, I think the guy who took the biggest step forward of that group would be Derek Barnes, really. He started to come on late last season. His first 3 or 4 years, whatever it was, at Purdue, he was an outside pass rusher and moved inside his last year at Purdue. And really, I think, it doesn't sound like a big difference, but it is. It really is. And I think that it took him a little bit to really develop into what they want him to be. And I would not be surprised if he's the third linebacker there, and Rodriguez is number 4. It wouldn't surprise me the other way either. But just some of the power that he brings there, I think he helps Garrett win that job a little bit. Win that job as the number 3 guy.
And Mo, how about the biggest change on this team? The defensive backfield, obviously, led by Cam Sutton. Emmanuel Mosley comes over. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Brian Branch comes over as a rookie. What's your take on those guys going forward?
I think that's it's really changed that unit. I mean, it really is. I don't know if you call it an all-new unit, but this is probably as close as you're ever going to get. Yep. And look, I think they've got a couple of guys there coming back too, like we already mentioned. Could be Joe and Jerry Jacobs, the kid from Arkansas. He'll be in his 3rd year. He's really a ball player. I just don't know if he can beat out any of the more veterans that are there that he'll be competing against. I think it's gone from an ordinary unit to a much better unit, and I think it sort of shows you what the Detroit Lions front office has done in the 3 years they've been there. They've spot by spot, position by position, they've filled in the cracks of that team to make it. It's certainly not done. The job is probably never done in the National Football League, But this, if you just look at this, what they intend to take on the playing field this year compared to what they inherited 2 years ago, there's no comparison whatsoever.
Mike, I want to follow up to that, talk about the defensive backfield. Probably, more new impact players in that unit than any other unit on the team. How quickly does that thing come together? I mean, we know the talent is there. We know they have talent, but I guess chemistry. How important is that in the defensive backfield, and how quickly can they get that?
Well, I think that's, I don't know if it's everything, but it's about as close as you can get in terms of chemistry, and you got to be able to, you got to be able to trust what the guy next to you or the other cornerback is if he's seeing the same thing you are. If he's not, Braylon can speak to this. If you're playing against a secondary, you're not sure of Braylon, you're going to set records week after week.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think the big thing too is when you start to go against the second group, and the second group becomes just as good as the first group, and you're starting. It's tough when you go with the ones. It's tough when you go with the twos. That's when you know that the team is starting to work together. Let me piggyback off Ryan's question, Mike, and let me ask you this: now that you have Cam Sutton, now that you have Mosley, who's still nursing his ACL, but you have an improved DB room, you have an improved offensive room, for the wide receivers. How was that competition in this offseason? How was that competition during minicamp? How was that competition looking at Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, going up against Kirby Joseph, going up against Cam Sutton, C.J. Gardner-Johnson?
I'm glad you brought that up because I got some notes here to myself, and that was going to be my next one. Talking to a couple of assistant coaches and a couple of players, what they said was, I think it was that Jared Goff mentioned it too when he was asked about it. He said, he just said it's stickier out there this year. In other words, there aren't the openings that they don't have the openings in the secondary that they had in the last couple of years, and that to me, one of the other assistant coaches, it's been a lot tougher out there. It's been it's been a really fun spring, and what he means is the competition between the offense and the defense that's created by the improvement in the secondary, and so that really says something. Look, you look at, let me just bring this up again. You look at the names and numbers that were there 3 years ago, 2 years ago, last year. It's a completely different unit, except for maybe one or two players like Will Harris and a couple others.
Yeah. The thing I love about this, Mike, and this is just a statement, this isn't even a question, is more so players are going to get better. Everybody's going to get better around because Jared Goff, his windows aren't as easy he's throwing to in practice. He's having to throw into some very tight windows now, which means he's only going to get better as well during this upcoming season, Maz.
Mo, have you seen a team?
That's a great observation. That's a great observation by you, and that's why you once caught 17 passes in one season.
I appreciate
and no, he didn't pay me to bring that up.
That's my guy right there, man.
You got a great memory, Mo. You got a great memory. Mike O'Hara joins us, of course, DetroitLions.com. Look, hey, I wanted to ask you. You've been around for a while, okay? You've been through a lot of these regimes.
What are you trying to say over there,
I'm just saying that he's been around since Mr. Ford broke that logo out a few years ago. Anyway, what I want to ask you, Mo, is have you seen a Lions team this put together this soon?
This soon? I don't know about exactly this soon because we're assuming in the next year they're going to be put together. And there are no guarantees, but to go from, 3-13-1
right
to 9-8 to what we project for them next year.
17-0.
And I think they're going to be a 10-11.
Right, 17-0.
Well, I think they're a 10 or 11 win team for sure, and maybe a tick higher if they get it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always compare a lot of this to the 1990s team from 1991 to 1991 to 2000. They had it was 7 winning seasons. They made the playoffs 5 times. They won 2 division titles and had double-digit wins 3 times. I think it was, maybe 4. So until they do that, they haven't done it. But I think and also most of that was before free agency too.
Right.
So you could build a team and hold on to it for a long time. You got more creative in your negotiations with players now than you did back in those days. But those were really, really good teams. And they seem to have been forgotten by some of the not so good seasons since then. But this team right here, I think it's as many good young players I've seen on a Lions team in all the years I've been covering him.
Excellent.
And Mike, because of that too, look, and I say this a lot, there is no perfect roster in the NFL, but to me, this looks like it doesn't have a clear weakness anywhere. You can't pick backup quarterback. Anybody's starting quarterback goes out, you're done. What is the weakness of this team?
Well, I don't think they have depth at wide receiver. And
Exactly.
I don't want to call them weak at receiver, but the receivers they have are good. They need one more. I think they do, or 1.5 more. However, I think what's going to pick up some of the slack for that is this rookie tight end, second-round draft pick, Sam
Laporta.
I can never get his name right. I've been watching The Godfather reruns too often.
Think of Porta Potty.
Portabella.
Sam Laporta.
Portabella's better.
Portabella. There you go.
Laporta.
Sam Laporta better.
Let's do it, but he runs routes. He makes catches like a wide receiver now.
Nice.
He's 6'3", 248. That's not a wide receiver build, but he's so smooth, almost effortless out there. Just kind of slides through, one crack to another. But that, like I said, that's not a wide receiver, but it's a guy who can catch passes, gain yards, and run after the catch.
But I was gonna say last question, Mike. Unless Braylon, I'm sorry if you had anything. Sorry to step on you there, but do you think Brad Holmes' job is never done? But do you think there's some cap casualty out there somewhere? They do have space still. That they bring in a big name guy. It doesn't feel like a Brad Holmes thing to do, but do you think that possibility is out there if they think they're 1 or 2 players away?
I would think that if they had a chance to get a player maybe on a 1 year prove it contract, they would do it. I would not be surprised if they bring in another player who becomes the backup quarterback. That wouldn't surprise me, and it could be somebody like Teddy Bridgewater, who probably, and I don't know this and I haven't talked to him, but who probably, and he's doing the right thing, is probably waiting for the start of the training camp to see if anybody gets cut, because there's certain dates here where if you cut a player, you get a break on the salary cap and all that, and also some team might want to have been hanging on to a veteran backup, and decide to let him go for whatever, a 7th-round draft pick or something like that. And then you make your move for another quarterback, and Nate Sudfeld, is replaced. Although he looked awfully for who he is and what he's done or hasn't done, I should say. He looked really good in this spring camp. He really did.
Good to hear.
Great stuff, Mike O'Hara. Check him out, DetroitLions.com. Lots of great stuff on there, and it is a pretty slow period now in the NFL and beyond, but there's some really great stuff on that site, and one of the reasons why we wanted to bring Mike on today. Thanks so much, Mike. We appreciate it, buddy.
Mike, appreciate it, sir.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
See you,
Mike
bud.
O'Hara, one of the best out there, and a true gem in the Detroit area, too. We're really lucky to have Mike covering the Detroit Lions. And, for guys like Mike O'Hara, for guys like Dan Miller and,
Dickerson?
Well, I'm just saying you want guys that have been covering the Lions to experience a little bit of winning, too. They have covered 0-16. They have been through every regime.
We got to get your boy on now, man.
I mean, it is just, my goodness, man. To cover a winning football team, that would be something. Guys, we got cap or no cap coming up top of the hour. We'll put some thoughts to what Mike said momentarily, but first a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. But you see this black and yellow sign out in front of your house tells the bad guys one thing:
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people. Means you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Woodward Sports Network. That was great to have Mike O'Hara on. It is always a pleasure to talk to him. He's a wealth of knowledge. And yeah, it's great. And one of the things he was talking about too, Maz, was just all that talent in the defensive backfield now and all that competition. I mean, C.J. Gardner-Johnson really starts with him. It feels like it starts with him.
It does. And Cam Sutton.
And well, then you got Cam Sutton and then Emmanuel Mosley and Kirby Joseph in year 2. Don't forget about Jerry Jacobs. Don't forget about Tracy Walker coming back. So that unit specifically feels like was probably the worst unit on the Detroit Lions last year.
The weakest.
Might be the best or strongest or more talented unit this year. So you see the idea from the general manager, Brad Holmes, too, to identify the weakness and go make it a strength.
And the linebackers have improved.
Well, they've improved, no doubt, but a clear strength is the defensive backfield now by Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions.
The strength of the Detroit Lions is now the backfield?
The defensive backfield.
No,
I think
the strength of the Detroit Lions will always be the offensive line.
Well, yeah, we're not talking.
I'm like, no. Until I see that defense.
But obviously that is. I'm just talking about in terms of the weakest unit. Looks like now it has the most talent now.
Understood. Now,
in one off season, a complete reshuttle that you have there, and I think that is part of why many people believe they're going to have a winning season. Some people maybe not as much of a winning season. You heard Mike O'Hara say he thinks 10-11 games minimum and a chance to eke out even a couple of more. Adam Rank from NFL Network,
Total Access.
He put the Lions season predictions out today. He's got them at 9-8.
He does have them winning the bye though, so that's a 10th win, as you can see.
But he's got the Lions losing to Kansas City, and then losing to Green Bay in Week 3. Got him going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-3 before the bye. 5-3 before the bye, and then after that, he's got him losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got him going 5-4 the rest of the way.
I had some more thoughts on what we talked about with Mo, but before
Go
that,
ahead.
you already skipped ahead, so let me recount on this, and then I'll go backwards. What? Like you legitimately, I was about to say something. Well, let me tell you about Adam Rank. I was about to say something else.
Oh, well, jump in, dude.
But let me finish this.
To keep it flowing.
I know it was flowing. It's the summer.
Let's flow.
All right.
It is flowing.
Let's keep flowing.
I mean, but once again, you got guys like Adam Rank, guys like you understand why they pick certain things. Until the Detroit Lions do it, it's like, hey, I understand. A lot of those teams you pick, the Lions have rivalries with. But just getting back to some of the things he said, I thought it was very interesting with Mike O'Hara. He said gimmicky when he was referring to Jahmyr Gibbs. Unless I heard him wrong, he said gimmicks. Maybe he didn't say gimmicky, but talking about gimmicks. When I asked him who's going to be the running back, 1, 2, who's taking more reps, and it said like gimmicks, and I was trying to think. Jahmyr Gibbs can't be a gimmick running back.
Jahmyr gimmick?
No, well, he can't be a gimmick running back. Not when you go to number 12 and you take this guy. When you drafted somebody at 12 overall, it's not a gimmick. You're drafting somebody at 12 overall to contribute a lot, to be a starter in contribution. So, and that's why I asked that question. Dave Montgomery, 2 years, $6 million. I'm telling you, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the starting running back. It's just a matter of how much time before he's the starting running back.
Well, I didn't hear the word gimmick. I might not have been listening closely enough, but I think one of the things, you're an ass, man. You're a total ass.
I got you back when you get mad.
I think you're going to see a lot of those guys together. in the bag. They're going to play. They're going to be on the field a lot together, and I think maybe that's where, if you say the word gimmick, I think maybe that's where you get creative instead of gimmick. I would say creative. Yeah. I mean, they're probably not going to run a lot of right tackle screens to Penei Sewell, but you may have an opportunity to do things with Sam Laporta, with Jahmyr Gibbs, with David Montgomery, all on the field at the same time. I think that could get pretty exciting.
I think you guys hit it on the head. First of all, I agree with Mo, and I think we've all been saying this, that the wide receiver corps is the weak spot right now. It really is. It's unproven because we really don't know what J-Mo is going to do yet, even though probably the best athlete on the team. Hopefully everything works out after his 6 weeks penance that he's got to sit out thanks to the NFL. But I think they need another wide receiver if you're asking me to go into the season. But yeah, they're definitely going to use Jahmyr Gibbs a lot out of the backfield, and for sure Sam Laporta. I got the goosebumps when he was talking about Sam Laporta because he goes out there. He doesn't have the big wide receiver kind of body or speed, but he goes out there. He's like slipping in. He's like butter, as we would say back in Jersey. He's like butter. And if this guy can be a wide receiver / tight end type of guy, man, it just reminds me of Travis Kelce, of that kind of guy. And if you got that, then you're all set, man.
Yeah, Sam Laporta, he's bigger than wide receivers, but like you say, he's not as fast as wide receivers, smooth like butter. And that was the big thing coming out on him, his yards per catch. It's not the yards per catch. It's the yards after the catch, man. He catches the pass. He tries to find the green, and he's going. He's not a guy that, you know, how the old school tight end, the Jason Witten. Even Jason Witten was a little, I guess, ahead of his time, but big guy, catch a pass, get 14, get tackled, get knocked down, and they're cool with that. Guys like Sam Laporta, those guys are catching passes. They're trying to find ways to get to the end zone. They're trying to find ways to turn that 12-yard over route into a 45-yard touchdown, much like you see George Kittle. You alluded to it, Travis Kelce. That's the new wave, the tight end that can catch it and take it to the house much like a wide receiver. And Sam Laporta is just that. That's why I was super excited about the pick of Sam Laporta.
Heck yeah.
When we get into this season, I'm going to look back on today's conversation and say,
you gonna remember you cut me off?
I'm gonna look back on today's conversation because I just can't wait for football season. I just can't. You can have all this summer stuff you want.
Absolutely.
You can take the sunshine. You can take the boat days in the water and the 90-degree days.
Keep it.
And shove it up your ass.
That's right.
You can just take it. I want football season, and I want football season to get here
now
because of the Lions. If somebody asked me the other day, what if?
I know what's coming.
Somebody said, what if? And I said, don't say it. What if they have a 6-11 season?
Oh.
And I said, they won't. And he said, I know they won't, but what if? And I said, well it's not even fathomable. And he said, I know it's not fathomable, but what if? And isn't it funny that we're talking about the Detroit Lions like this?
Like it's
because
done.
Somebody's calling out a 9-8 record, and I'm like, this is garbage. This is garbage. No, 9-8.
He made it.
I made it.
He did make it.
But I cannot wait for this season. And we're going to look back at today and be like, oh, remember all those conversations you guys were stretching in June and July?
I feel you, man. I believe they're going to win 11 games this year, too, but I have every respect for those who think they're going to win 9 games. I still could see a world where the Detroit Lions split. I mean, you look at – they're not the only team that made good moves in the offseason. They're not only teams that have a good head coach. They're not only teams that have superstars and that are trying to get to that next level, trying to take that next step, much like the Raiders now, much like the Chargers are trying to do. The Vikings are trying to figure it out. The Chicago Bears spent a lot of money on that team in the offseason. So, I mean, we don't expect these things to play out, but these are real things. The Saints. You know, you guys got them both winning the NFC South. You talked about what Derek Carr is. You talked about what John Gruden is now working with Derek Carr. Not to mention, they got Chris Olave mixed in with Michael Thomas. Oh, by the way,
is he playing this year?
He is. Mike Thomas is playing this year. Alvin Kamara is healthy if he can stay out of trouble. So it's one of those things where it's still a league. It's still fun because everybody's trying to get to ultimate goal. But we just happen to believe in the Detroit Lions this year, and I'm with you. And
Listen, I'm at the bowling alley last night.
How did bowling go?
Did you get any turkeys?
I got a couple of turkeys.
Any
I didn't bowl great.
four-baggers?
I had a couple of 200 games, then I threw like a 170 at the end.
Man.
We lost,
Sheesh.
so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Stink.
Anyway, the guys are talking to me, different people. They're coming up to me, they're like, Maz, you believe we're talking about the Lions like it's an afterthought? Like, we're really depending on them, aren't we? I'm like, yeah, we kind of are.
Not kind of.
It's a tough position to
as
be in.
Detroit sports fans, they are number one as far as our confidence goes, as far as our whole psyche goes. They are the number one team. Never mind that we always loved football.
Right.
We always loved the Lions, the lovable Lions, the losers. Lions free, SOL, all of that kind of crap. But we still talked about them. But now we're looking at them and talking about them like it's a foregone conclusion that they've already won the division and a couple of playoff games and are pointing towards the Super Bowl. And they are one of the only teams, as you know, to never even make a Super Bowl. And you go back and look at history, but really, does history matter anymore? Because this is new. Like I asked O'Hara. I said, Mo, have you ever seen a Lions team this put together, this quick?
Yeah.
And your answer was no, never.
I forgot what I was going to ask. I was going to ask you, hedging our bets. How could we hedge the bets on the Detroit Lions season? Is it Steve Eiserman and the Eiser plan?
Ooh.
Would that be the way to hedge the bet? Because I'm not taking the Pistons, although I wanted to be. Is that how we hedge our bets?
Maybe it's the Tigers of the American League Central Division.
That's a real question. What's the bet hedger?
We can explore that. Also, cap or no cap coming at you next. But first, a message from Dispo.
Elevate your senses and embrace the harmony of nature at Dispo Dispensary. Over 9 locations, and I'm telling you, they are the stuff of dreams. Been to the one at Dispo out in Romeo. What up, Riley with the Y? Great times with her as well as Emma. Hope you do well in Chicago. 21 up, you must be. They have it all. Dispo has over 10 locations, like I told you. Visit disposhops.com today. And also, this Friday we'll be at Hazel Park. Hazel Park Dispo. Pull up on us.
HP.
Pull up on us. Pull up on us. We will be there. Dispo, simply put, the best dispensary around.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
We may have just had the best commercial break conversation of all time, and that is why I'm going to put cap or no cap on hold till next segment,
I'm cool
okay?
I don't get paid
This is we need some help here from the chat, okay? Braylon Edwards, it has been revealed that Tom Mazawey is considering taking a gummy or eating a gummy, however you say it, on Friday when we're at Dispo. Maz, will you eat a gummy live on the air at Dispo when we're there on Friday?
I think I will. I think I will give it a try.
We will get you in the game. I will promise to
I've
have the
never
people
had
Dispo
one.
take care of you.
I could use a little, take the edge off.
I got your back. It was smooth, nice
now,
and smooth.
can I mix them with the gummies you usually give me from 7-Eleven?
100% you can
Okay.
use them with the gummies because they have no effect on the THC content in the one that you'll be
So I'll
trying.
just mix them, put a bunch in my mouth, and that'll be the end of
You
it?
just take the gummy that we give you because it'll taste good, and then you can put the gummy bears around it.
Okay.
But it's smooth. You have different versions. You have the AM gummies, you have PM gummies, which are your night gummies. You got sativa day gummies that just get get you going through the day. We're gonna have you good, man.
Yeah.
Does this mean do I have to pick him up and drop?
Yeah, how's it going to affect
it will not be like that. You guys
Okay.
see too many movies, okay? We're not going to give you 60 milligrams and ask you to operate functionally the right way. We're going to give you a nice little 5, pause, and then we'll see if we can take that and give you 5 behind. So you're going to be good.
I'll give you a little 5, pause.
Pause.
D-Mac's been trying to get me on his for all these years, and I've never done one. I've never eaten one.
Yeah, it was.
I'm willing.
It's gonna be fun.
Maz, can you get a ride to Dispo on Friday?
Can I get a ride to Dispo?
Yeah, because I can drive you home.
I can get a ride.
And I'll drive you home.
I was thinking of going to the Tiger game.
I want you to get high
And
instead.
by the way, they have this great, what is it? It's a Filipino cuisine spot in Hazel Park. I know about it when I was doing my stint somewhere else. I want to try it out. You guys game for lunch?
Well, I can do lunch if I don't have to pick him up. If I have to pick him up, it's going to be too close to the thing.
Okay.
I know I could take him home, but
I'll meet you guys.
The show starts at 2.
Right, but I'm not done till 12. So if I went all the way home and then all the way back,
you're going all the way home?
No, if I had to, if I had to pick him up so he can get high.
Oh, that's out the man. You'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Now, are you telling me, JB, I can't make it to the Tiger game?
Oh, man.
Huh?
Sorry.
Wipeout.
Whoa.
Kansas
Sorry,
City Royals had a
there was a
wipeout.
total collision in the Tigers game.
Oh, I thought you meant on Woodward.
No.
I looked out on Woodward.
It looks like both guys are getting up, but the Kansas City Royals just 2 players collided trying to get a pop-up.
Did they drop it?
They dropped it.
Good.
The guy ended up on 3rd.
Excellent.
They're checking for teeth
all
now
that
to
matters.
make sure all that their teeth are there. That is wow. I haven't seen a collision like that in a long time. No. I don't know.
Polanco, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
go.
Wow! Look. Face to face. 2 feet in the air.
Glove to glove, face to face.
You're driving our chat off.
I know. Sorry.
What the hell
okay,
are you doing?
wait. Maz. Sorry.
It's all right.
Getting high now. Back to getting
Yes.
high. Will you smoke weed?
I've never smoked. I would never put anything in my lungs.
Okay, so you won't. He won't get smoke
You
weed
worked
on
in
there.
clubs in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, I know, man. I had a
full
lot
of
of
cigarette lungs.
I had a lot of secondhand
I'm about to
smoke in
say,
my
yeah.
life,
And
but it hasn't been
nicotine,
for a
yeah.
long time though.
True.
30 years.
You've aired them out.
Yes.
So what sort of Braylon? What kind of
I
gummy
love the
should he
smell,
take?
by the way, of pot.
You said
I
what?
do.
You love the smell of pot.
I do.
Okay,
I
so you
do.
could be second hand.
Oh yeah,
high.
my friends always try to secondhand smoke me that way.
So what
that how you say
what should he take? A 5, a 10, a 20?
Or just take
2.5?
Nah, hold on. I don't make 2.5. You got to take 2.5. You don't need to have anything. At the end of the day, you just take a 5. You ease into it. It won't kill you, at all. You take a 5. It'll be nice and smooth. We'll be able to notice if it changes or alters them anyway. And then if it doesn't, you give them the rest of it. Because technically it's a 10. You take it a half.
Can you imagine if I take it and I'm just well, the usual thing I do is just stare into space. I mean, you guys will be laughing your asses off the entire rest of the show.
Well, that's the goal.
Not really, unless you do something. Unless you
I'm really looking forward to this.
You said what?
I'm looking forward to this.
Ryan is.
I am stoked for this. Pot or gummies? Do they still call them pot?
No.
They still say
This
pot.
is not the 60s.
The chat is making fun of me.
It's not the 60s.
Yeah, stop saying pot.
How about a doobie? Did they say doobie?
It's age.
Lucas, you don't say pot?
No, it's not pot anymore.
No. It's got a million names, and pot's not one of them.
What is it then? What's the good word?
You say like weed, just
weed.
be normal. It's just,
You say
it's
weed,
a normal
what
thing
you
now.
with? It's normal. Wait, weed is normal now. It's not this taboo thing that you're hiding. You're like, it's medical, it's medicinal. It's just weed or gas or whatever. Or the strand you're smoking. Now, if guys smoking up or women smoking up, you smoking
pot.
up. And people
The ski
know
mask
strain.
boy said they found the submarine.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, my God, I hope so.
Get out of here.
Please, God.
That would be insane.
Please
Did you guys
let them be
follow that
safe.
story?
They found a submarine from Fast 10. Another one of the things that made the movie horrible.
I hope the ski mask boy is right.
Oh, my gosh. That would be incredible if that was...
Is ski mask boy right, or are we giving bad info out?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Who stole the submarine?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's on third?
First of all, can you describe that submarine to me? Right? What was it?
It's a submersible. It's not
okay,
a submarine.
so what is it for? They actually went down
to
see the wreckage?
Specifically to go.
The Titanic, correct?
Yes. So basically.
Because I would love to see the Titanic, but I am not getting in anything that's going under the water.
So basically, it's like a rocket, right? I mean, people want to get in a rocket, whether it be Virgin Galactic or SpaceX or something like that, and go to orbit and come back. This was going to take that ride south, under the water, go see the Titanic, and come back up.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, by the way.
Yes, all of it.
How long was the trip supposed to be?
I don't. Well, it only had 96 hours of oxygen, so less than 96 hours.
Yeah, it takes. I used to be fascinated with the wreckage of the Titanic when I was a kid. So I used to read everything.
I love it.
I used to watch all the documentaries. I still watch a lot of stuff.
It's amazing.
James Cameron did a lot of stuff when talking about how they made the first Titanic, how they had to be legit for the film, and he went down to the wreckage. Like James Cameron went down to the wreckage to kind of get in, I guess, his mind what he wanted to do for that. But I wouldn't go down there. Like going to space is one thing. It's air. It's empty. It's not air, but it's empty. It's going down, the water pressure alone, so many different things, animals, different things in nature that can mess you up going down to the Titanic wreckage. It's stupid as hell. I mean, going to space is dumb too, but I would do space. I could dig going to space. Going to Titanic, man, you would have to pull all my arms and legs, and I still wouldn't go.
I could barely get in a plane. I don't want to go anywhere.
Listen, I've not seen that news, Tom Mazawey.
Ski mask boy. Are you lying?
Yeah, you should try to
ski
confirm
mask boy
that before.
I said ski mask boy said it.
Okay.
I didn't report it as news.
Yeah, very good. Well, you gave a lot of people hope, Tom Mazawey. You gave a lot of people hope.
Including me.
Well, all right. Well, we're going to get you high on Friday,
all right.
So we'll do that.
I wish you'd get high sometime.
The call-in line is not fixed yet.
You could try it.
Well, no, because people are asking. Call-in line's not fixed yet. We could. I'm sorry about that.
Luke don't know how to bring it up.
Maybe next week. Lucas is learning the audio booth. So as far as we're concerned, it is broken.
it is.
Cap or no cap next. But first, a message from Fairway Packing Company. After you go to Dispo, why don't you go to a Fairway Packing Company? You're going to need it. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. You can experience a Fairway difference yourself today. Visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. Grab and go steaks. They ship anywhere. Fairwaypacking.com. Fairwaypacking.com. Source cut, aged, packed to perfection.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. How would you like to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. Because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Welcome back to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Maz is over there chilling, enjoying the game that he cannot see. Detroit Tigers up 6-3 on the Kansas City Warriors. Ryan and Money, how you feeling over there?
Oh, real good, buddy. Real good. I'm ready for cap or no cap.
You're excited.
I love cap.
You got cap or no cap. Maz is back.
No.
The whole gang's here for the cap or no cap situation. Came up with a couple today. I said, you know what? Be a fun time to play the game. It's a beautiful Wednesday. Got a couple that I think you'll like. So, Ryan, are you ready to play cap or no cap?
Here we go.
You know the rules.
Remind the people, again, for the older crowd out there.
All right, for the people at home, I will phrase a question. I will say the Detroit Tigers will win this game 6-3. They're in the bottom of the whatever the eight. You have the chance to say cap. That means I am lying about the situation, or no cap, which means I am telling the truth about the situation. As it relates to the Tigers.
Cap or no cap? No cap means true.
Yes.
Cap means false.
Yes.
Got it.
So are you ready for the first one?
Here we go.
Aaron Rodgers needs to win a Super Bowl more then KD needs to win an NBA championship.
No cap.
No cap. Aaron
No
Rodgers.
cap.
Maz, cap or no cap? Aaron Rodgers needs to win it all more than KD needs to in Phoenix.
That's cap.
That is cap.
That's cap. Aaron Rodgers, to me, is still one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
But Matt,
he won a Super Bowl.
But Maz, it's two people.
I know.
So
KD's already won an NBA championship.
Two of them, right?
Right, he's won two, and
Yeah.
he's been. So the answer would be, that's no cap.
No, you're saying
I said Aaron Rodgers
has-
needs to win a
and I-
Super Bowl more than KD needs to win another championship.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
No cap.
Do we believe that? It's a great question.
Aaron Rodgers, to me, it's an interesting question because two seems like more than one. But what does people say about KD's two? Oh, yeah, he went to Golden State. He did it with Steph Curry. He did it with that team. So people try to discredit to a certain extent. So does he have one? Where Aaron Rodgers won one in Green Bay. That's why I asked the question. I believe Aaron Rodgers has to win more than KD doesn't. I don't care how KD got to that championship. Won a championship, won two, and was the best player on that team, and won both finals MVP.
Braylon, that's a great question. And to be honest with you, I think Aaron Rodgers, but you could make an argument for either guy because there is nowhere for Aaron Rodgers to go when it comes to a list of greatest players. Like, one more Super Bowl is not going to solidify him as an all-time great. He's already an all-time great.
But one Super Bowl will put him over Russell Wilson, even though nobody's comparing. Put him over Russell Wilson. It'll put him over somebody who a lot of people think might be number two, and Drew Brees. Drew Brees has one. If he gets two, he's now above Drew Brees.
Yeah, but he's still lumped in that same kind of next group. You know how we did the tiers yesterday with NFL Network, Good Morning Football, like tier 1, tier 2, tier. I still think he'll be like an all-time great tier 2.
But
you
I
know,
think if
no
he
matter if he gets one, he's not going to tier 1.
But
he's tier 1.
But here's the thing. I think if he wins another one, then I think tier 2 separates into two people. I think tier 2 becomes Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. And then tier 1 just becomes Tom Brady by itself.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, and Patrick Mahomes. You know,
so Mahomes is already in tier 1.
I think he's already in tier 1.
Yeah, Joe Montana has 4 Super Bowls.
It's not so much about the Super Bowls either. He's the greatest player I've ever seen play the position.
I feel that, but that's not fair. When I was having this whole song and dance last year, you guys shot me down. You said he's not there yet. Well, and this is after he won. He's still not there yet.
We changed our mind.
Yeah, I changed my mind.
You son of a gun. All right, cap or no cap? Oh, that's it. This is for Maz. Cap or no cap? Scott Skiles' assist records of 33 in a game will be broken before Wilt Chamberlain's 100 in a game in the NBA. Cap or no cap?
Wow.
33 assists?
I'm going to say
Scott Skiles.
I'm going to say no cap because I think assists will be easier to get than a 100-point game.
Ooh, Ryan.
We've seen more and more big point games, though. Like, we've seen a bunch of 60-point games, a 70-point game. Damian Lillard,
ain't 100 though.
Donovan Mitchell.
No, it ain't. Donovan Mitchell put up a lot.
There's too many ball hogs.
Well, that's why you can't. That's exactly why you can't get the 30 assists. So I will say cap.
Lucas, I want you to answer this one.
I'm gonna go with 100 just because the NBA, if you can get enough overtime, one guy's cooking and you have kind of like what we saw with the Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell, where both of these guys are just going off and off. I think it just more potential in the NBA there because it's easier to score.
So cap for Lucas. You, JB.
Oh man, give me cap on this one. I gotta agree. So I'm going cap.
Look at that photo, man. It's so great.
I love the photo too. I'm gonna go cap as well.
I look like a
because
fisherman.
nobody's passing the ball 33 times.
Right,
anymore. Nobody's gonna get that right. I think the most assists I've seen in a long time was 18, maybe by James Harden. I want to say sometime this year. I think he had 18 randomly. And
How the hell did Scott Skiles get 33?
He played with Shaq.
You were waiting for that. You were waiting for that. That was good. Yeah, Orlando Magic. I think that was.
I'm just that quick, Braylon.
I actually don't think Shaq. I don't think Shaq was in the league yet when he got the record. I don't think Shaq got drafted yet.
Let's see. Hold on.
No, he probably did.
Scott Skiles.
Here's cap or no cap too. James Houston has more sacks than Aiden Hutchinson, Maz. Cap or no cap?
No cap.
Ooh.
I believe
Aiden Hutchinson has what?
I said cap or no cap. I said James Houston has more sacks than Aiden Hutchinson. He says no cap.
I'm going with Houston.
He's going Houston.
Houston. Ooh. Hello.
Houston. Houston.
Lucas, what you think about that, man?
It's cap. There's no chance that James Houston has more sacks. I mean, James Houston is a very good and efficient pass rusher. But
8 sacks in 7 games.
I'm with you. I love James Houston, but he's not the pass rusher that Aiden Hutchinson is, and Aiden Hutchinson's going to have more time on the field.
Okay. Ryan Ermanni.
First of all, this is an awesome question again. Because we're talking about 2 Lions trying to out-sack each other.
Exactly.
So, I mean, first of all...
at the end of the day, the Lions win.
The Lions
regardless.
win this one. I'll go with Hutchinson. And I'll go with Hutchinson because I think they're going to put him in... He's an every down player, number one. So he's on the field more. Yeah. And they move him around a little bit more. By virtue of playing more plays, I'll go with Hutchinson.
I think it's going to be tied, and the reason why I say it's tied is because a lot of Houston sacks are going to come because of how good Aiden Hutchinson is going to be this year. A lot of you'll see double teams will slide. The protection will slide to Aiden's side, much like last year. So I think James Houston will be able to get some of those sacks. Not to mention, James isn't only playing 8 games this year. We had him on the show. He's going to be locked and loaded. He's going to play all 17 games this year. This thing could come down to the end, and I think it's going to be a great race. Luckily for us, it's a race to get to the quarterback, and I got a tie. I think both of them are going tie.
That pays 8-1.
Okay.
That pays 8-1.
You know what? I won't go cop out.
Tie.
I'll go 14. I'll go 13.5 James Houston. I'll go 15.5 Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay, so they both average 14.
You saw that? Hey, James Houston, what did he tell us? What's the one thing he wants to do? He wants to break his sack record. He's going to. And he will lead the team in sacks.
First of all, you love that, don't you, from a player?
It's 20 sacks on average.
How do you not love that guy?
I got more,
determination. All right, we'll take a break, come right back. More cap or no cap. We'll go around the NFL also. And plus, there's a little thing called the NBA draft. We'll do that today and tomorrow. But lots to get to in the next half hour. But first, a message from Outdoor Equipment Company. That's right. Your childhood may be over, but playtime is not. That's right. Outdoor Equipment Company is your source for outdoor power equipment, sales, service, parts, carrying the top brands such as Bad Boy, LS Tractor, Steel, and more. Servicing Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more, visit OutdoorEquipCo.com. You see the website right there above my head, OutdoorEquipCo.com. Outdoor Equipment Company, your power equipment playground.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. Let's see if we get to over 100 likes by the end of this segment.
We're not 100 likes yet?
No, Maz, we are not.
Crying out loud.
Ask for them if you want them.
Yeah. How about it?
There you go. We are having some fun playing a little game Braylon started a while back called Cap or No Cap. Basically, more hip version today, modern version
Did you just
of.
say hip?
Yeah.
After you just came off and saying
pot.
pot.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Pot, hip.
Come on, Ryan. Look, man, as a newly become member of the 40 and over club, come on, man. This isn't what I signed up for, okay? They said that I would be able to keep some level of my swag and my coolness. They said I would keep some of that when I turn 40. I didn't know I would start saying hip.
You don't think it's
and
hip
pot.
to smoke pot?
That's a double negative.
Hey, pass that doobie.
Oh my God! You know what? I refuse to go to Dispo with you guys on Friday. I now refuse. I'll go on Thursday. I'm not going Friday. All right, let's get back to cap or no cap.
All right, here we go.
Jeez Louise. J-Mo, as in Jameson Williams, who has to miss the first 6 games of the year because of the dumb NFL rules on the gambling policy, who they're still trying to figure it out. Don't worry, we're waiting like Stone
Free
Cold
James.
to Royal Rumble in
Free
98.
him.
Here we go. Jameson Williams will have more yards this season than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Wrong, false, not even close. 6 games?
Cap or no cap?
Cap.
Okay.
That's a big cap. Amon-Ra St. Brown is the man.
So you guys all say cap.
Oh, yeah.
Let me educate you about how the NFL works.
Okay.
Let me just take it in there real quick.
Maybe we need some elevator music or something to get a...
You heard Mo tell you about the position he thinks need more is the wide receiver position. It's going to be difficult for them at the beginning of the year. You don't have DJ Chark, much like you didn't have him last year. But you got Marvin Harrison getting a little bit older. Not Marvin Harrison, excuse me. Marvin Jones Jr. getting a little bit older. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You're still trying to figure out the tight end situation. Will Brock Whitehead even be here? I believe early on they're going to be doing a lot of dinking and dunking, and I don't believe he'll be out of the way because it's not a deep home run threat. So a lot of his stuff will come underneath. I don't see him in those first 6 weeks getting out the gate to this 90 yards a game average or this 85 yards a game average or this 77 yards a game average that will put him at a point where there's no catching for J-Mo. I think he's going to be within striking range. J-Mo's a deep threat. Amon-Ra St. Brown is not a deep threat. J-Mo is going to come in. They're going to be trying to get him down the field. We saw that last year. As soon as he got in there, phew, phew. All it takes is a couple of those and you start to catch up. Santonio Holmes missed 4 games in 2010. The year second year, man, back-to-back.
Yep.
He finished with 10 yards less than I did. He started 4 games behind me. It's all about who they want to get the ball to. And don't you think for 1 second Ben Johnson and Jared Goff aren't going to want to get the ball to their shiny new toy, Jameson Williams, once he clears all that he's been through. That's all I'm saying. It's not like 10 games. He's 11 games left of a guy that's going to be going down the field at 4.31 speed. That's all I'm telling you.
I hope you're right.
Can Jameson Williams get 1,000 yards in 11 games?
Yes. Will he? I don't know. Can he? Yes.
Well, can he? Sure. But that would be 100 yards a game every week.
Yeah, but you're talking about a guy that's 4'2". His job is to get down the speed. They drafted him to be essentially that. So, I mean, it's tough, but look at Justin Jefferson. If you really look at Justin Jefferson, and obviously he's had some years to be great, but you look at Justin Jefferson numbers, he's got a lot of 37-yard games in there. He's got a couple of those 42-yard games in there. He's got a couple of those 60-yard games. Then he's got a 224.
Yeah.
Then he's got a 184. Then he's got a 176. Tariq. So you can have it where, hey, man, you look at the averages. I'm just saying, it's something to think about. It's something to think about.
Look, I first of all, I hope you're right.
Right.
But at the same time, I think to have a 100 yards a game every single game, not like a bad game, that's hard to do.
But that's the average is 100, but you don't have to get 100 every game. If you're getting 140, now next game you only have to get 60.
No, that's true.
It's the law of averages.
That's
too
true.
will say cap.
Okay, cap.
But it was fun to talk about.
It is an intriguing question.
Let's take it over to the Detroit Pistons. Killian Hayes.
Ooh, cap.
Killian Hayes.
Cap.
All right, here we go.
Next question. No, Killian's fine. Poor guy.
Killian Hayes will be a Detroit Piston when the season starts.
Oh.
Cap or no cap?
No cap.
No cap.
No cap.
No
I'm
cap.
going to say Killian Hayes gets another run with Monty Williams. I think this is going to be, and I know And I hope this statement is completely false, but something feels like, even though Troy Weaver said, he wants to take a big swing for the fences and not hit a single, he wants to hit a granny. That's grand slam, by the way, for the lay people out there. It feels like this is going to be a evaluation season. You know what I mean? It just kind of feels like that. Let Monty Williams feel it out, look to see what he has, and then make some decisions as you go on here. But I do think I think Killian Hayes could be a really nice bench player.
JB, cap or no cap, Killian Hayes will be a Piston when the season starts in October. That boy sound like that Coney Island. Cap?
Cap. I gotta go with Cap. Something's gonna happen. I gotta go with Cap.
So he will not be a Piston.
He will
That's what
not.
I'm talking about. Somebody that is not scared to go there. I love that, JB. Maz, cap or no cap, Killian Hayes, he'll be a member of the Pistons when the season starts this year.
Yeah, no, I was going to say Cap as well. Cap for sure. Well, somebody's got to go, and it's going to be him and that fifth round and that number 5 pick.
Does anybody want
Yes,
him?
because
That's
you know
the
what?
thing.
They're going to trade him, and he's going to blossom, just like Spencer Dinwiddie, just like a bunch of other guys that they've sent away.
Chris Middleton.
Who's the guy that the 3-point shooter that went to Utah? Former number 1
Logan,
pick.
no, what's his name?
Wasn't it Utah that he went to?
No, you're talking about the kid from Duke?
Yeah.
He went.
I'm sorry?
With the Clippers.
Singler?
Oh,
Kyle Singler?
No, went to Duke. Luke Kennard.
Luke Kennard, thank you. All these guys. Spencer Dinwiddie always stuck in my craw.
Yeah.
Because second round pick, that was the only pick they had.
Middleton was the one for me.
But Spencer Dinwiddie goes and becomes an all-star. They don't keep players long enough. So I say they'll send Killian Hayes along with that number 5 pick, and they're going to do something in this draft.
The only thing about that is I understand what people are saying that in years these guys have left Detroit and they've gone on to have success. But every time you mention one of those guys, they're next to a guy that's a superstar. Like when you mentioned Chris Middleton, he's standing right next to Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I get it.
So I get it. I don't think Chris Middleton has that same success here. I don't think some of those guys who can have that same success here. But to your point, they do. I think it is no cap.
Oh, no cap.
I think he'll still be on the team.
I agree with you, Braylon. We agree, baby.
I do. All right, here we go. Ryan and Monty, this is for you, and this is for the fans out there. Let's get a little interesting. Let's piss Ryan and Monty off. Michigan will indeed be an underdog in the last game of the regular season against Ohio State in Ann Arbor.
That's cap.
That's
totally
cap for you.
That's totally cap.
That is cap for you.
I mean, Michigan might be a touchdown favorite.
Ooh.
Screw them. Screw the Buckeyes. In fact, that game was on Big Ten Network last night, and I never rewatch games, very rarely.
Unless they make you smile at night.
It was 24-20 in the third quarter, and I was like,
I'm going to sit here and
I'm
watch
gonna sit
this.
here and watch this for a minute.
You're one of those guys.
I'm going to sit here and watch this for a minute. That's cap.
Maz.
I was driving home from Jersey the other day, stopped at on the Ohio Turnpike to take a whiz.
80-90 or whatever they call it.
Yeah, on Route 80. 80 heading to west. I step out, just chilling out. The girls went into the place to go to the bathroom. I'm just outside stretching.
Yep.
In comes this van, looks like the Mystery Machine. The door's open. Bunch of smoke comes out of it.
Was it Max?
3 big guys come out of it, all wearing Ohio State jerseys, Ohio State T-shirts.
Probably all slobs.
I look at them and I'm like, hey, guys. They're like, hey. I'm like, go blue. And they look at me and they're like, oh, you mean that little school? That little school? I'm like, we beat your ass the last 2 years. I know you had our number.
Did you say that?
Yeah. I said, we beat your ass the last 2 years. We were laughing. They laughed back at me. You know, guys, right away, that breaks the ice. You talk sports. So I say, absolutely, it's cap, because now it's Michigan's turn to dance.
Yeah. Wow. Lucas, I'll jump you in on this one, man. What do you think? Cap or no cap? Michigan will be an underdog last game of the season against Ohio State.
I'm a Buckeye fan, but Ryan Day's sinking this ship. It's cap.
Did you see the article?
It is cap.
Did you see the article on ESPN.com about Ryan Day?
Oh, why he can't beat Michigan? I didn't see it, but I can guess it.
It was just how much pressure there is to beat Michigan this year.
Oh, yeah. I said that last year he was going to get fired going into this year.
Yeah, 32-2 in the Big Ten Conference.
33. Hey, he'll be whatever that is. 44 and 3.
40-3.
and you'll be home.
Yeah.
Waiting for a job.
40-3 in the Big Ten.
I'll say it's no cap. I think Michigan will be an underdog. Let me explain why. They love that Michigan is back. Everybody loves Michigan back, but nobody wants to put them ahead of Ohio State before any season. They weren't ahead of Ohio State before last season. They're not ahead of Ohio State before this season. They're going to be number, I want to say 3. I think Ohio State will be, they'll be 3. Ohio State will be 2. They will not put Michigan above Ohio State. And they do that every year. You get to it doesn't matter about the Big Ten, doesn't matter about the regular season games. They're gonna have Ohio State ahead of Michigan, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And it will be no different at home this year, where they have arguably the number 1 player in the country, Marvin Harrison Jr. They return their backfield from last year. They return Ibuka, who's the number 2 receiver in all of college football. And yes, they did break. So I think that they will be ahead of Michigan, but Michigan will still win the game. So I'm going no cap on that one.
Those chairs represent us.
Hey, I know how to keep it moving.
I love you, dude. This is so
love
good.
You too, brother.
You got any more, or am I getting a break in?
I got no.
Well,
last one.
All right, last one. Do it now.
Cap or no hat? No cap or no cap? Those Lions helmets are good, or they're fire.
No cap.
That's all cap.
No.
That's all cap.
All right, we're gonna take a break. Come right back. We'll go around the NFL. Take a look at the NBA as well. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We will be there tomorrow, actually, at Les Stanford Buick GMC in Ferndale on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. Les Stanford, trusted name for over 50 years. Of course, their Chevy and Cadillac dealership on Michigan Avenue in Dearborn. They just picked up this dealership, the Buick GMC in Ferndale, and that is where we will be broadcasting live tomorrow from 2 to 4. It is their official grand opening of the store on Michigan Avenue, not Michigan Avenue, on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. For more, LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com. Find
new roads.
Find them.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. Thanks to everybody who is tuning in. Tom Mazawey. Good job, Lucas.
I think we got 100 likes at least.
Very good. We do have 100.
Thanks, guys.
Very good. Tom Mazawey, let's go around the NFL. We're gonna, you know what? Tomorrow's the NBA day. I feel like tomorrow is the NBA draft. Pistons have the 5th pick. Will they? Won't they trade that pick? We'll have a heavy NBA day tomorrow. So let's go around the NFL right now. If you
got it, my friend.
Okay,
you got
good.
it. Hey, I can keep it Lions as well. Guess who has the most expensive offensive line in the NFL?
Kansas City Chiefs.
What's your guess, all right?
The Detroit Lions.
That's correct. The Detroit Lions have the most expensive offensive line in the NFL, and we've been talking about this. It's going to cost to keep this team together going forward, and you have to re-sign Jared Goff as well.
Well, it feels like that's right. Right? I mean, they've got 3 first-round picks on that offensive line. They've got Vaitai, a free agent, on that offensive line. They've got Graham Glasgow, free agent, on that offensive line. Yeah. They've got Jonah Jackson, the 3rd-round pick, I believe he was. So they have poured a lot of assets into that offensive line. It does not feel like that is out of the ordinary. Thankfully for them, the amount you pay for a player or the amount you have invested in a position does not necessarily mean there's a lot of success there. Thankfully for the Detroit Lions, the amount of resources that they have poured into their offensive line, it is, to me, one of the best units in the NFL. Not in the NFC. In the NFL, that unit specifically is as good as they come.
I just think for a lot of money that they've paid for the offensive line, for as much as we make it about the offensive line, and we say how good this offensive line is, Taylor Decker, I don't even think has ever made the Pro Bowl. You know, you look at that team, not a lot of Pro Bowlers on that team. Frank Ragnar, a lot of injuries on that team, a lot of missed time on that team. It sucks that they had this really good offensive line in 2021 where they were 3-13-1. It sucks that they wasted another year of being really good at the offensive line, paying the most out in NFL money to go 9-8 and just make the playoffs. I hope that this year is the year for the Detroit Lions to make it to the playoffs and go further. Because that offensive line, like, you don't have magic like this for that long at the offensive line position. I mean, look at the Dallas Cowboys. Look how that window fell apart, and look how the Cowboys fell apart. Look how Zeke fell apart. You only get so long of a window where you have a dominant, whether it's the defensive line. You know, look, years for years the Baltimore Ravens had a dominant defensive line. And then that defensive line started to fall apart, Maz. And then that defense started to fall apart. Eventually, that offensive line, if they do not continue to add pieces, draft players, place players, get guys in free agency, that's no longer going to be their strength. And you want to make sure you utilize the time you have with them. So they got to turn that into a solid year for sure.
All right. We hope that we can keep them all together. Just win a Super Bowl, then you can do what the Rams do and just tear the team apart.
Do what you want to do.
Just do what the hell you want.
Well, you move
after you win.
You can move Sewell to the left side.
Don't care.
Move your tight end.
Win a Super Bowl, and then I don't give a damn what you give me after that. How's that sound? Because that's what we've been getting all these years anyway.
Very good.
Win a Super Bowl. Speaking of trying to win a Super Bowl, the Buffalo Bills, 0-4 in the Super Bowl, and trying to make the Super Bowl for the first time in a long time. And they're getting a new stadium. First of all, let me explain something to you.
Can't believe this story.
They play at Ralph Wilson Stadium, or whatever the hell they call it now. 63,000 fans. 63,000 season ticket holders.
Big East Stadium.
Guess how big they're making their new stadium?
80,000.
60,000. So they are downsizing from 63 to 60.
Why would they do that?
I don't have any clue.
More space.
What the hell they're doing.
And it's an outdoor venue, right?
Yes, and I don't understand that as well.
Because you're talking about, but obviously it costs them a lot less, so they're not spending that, so it has to be money. But then also, I think they're adding more space. Things nowadays aren't about seats. It's about what can you put in the stadium.
Suites.
It's exactly. Everybody's everybody cares about the suite.
That is
Everybody
true.
cares about the bar and the attraction. Where's the sports book gonna go? Every stadium now has a sports book. They're popular things. It's like, all right, seats, yeah, we'll give you 60, but we're going to put so much else around it that you have to spend this money. And those fans are crazy. They don't have it up there in North Buffalo, in North New York, but they're going to find a way to have it for those games on those Sundays. So that's what it is. It's about the money. It's about the suites. It's about the sports book. It's about the bars, the restaurant.
That's a great point, man.
That's about all that. It's about having some sexy elevator over here, and you're costing yourself. That's what it's about.
I understand that, but you have 63,000 fans already and probably another 10,000 that want to get in, maybe more, maybe 50 more thousand that want to go to these games. And you're pricing out the average Joe, it sounds like to me, because you're giving less seats. They're going to be more expensive, and guess who gets screwed?
Well, you know what? You're both right, because there are going to be fans that drop out that simply can't afford the price of season tickets in a new stadium. So even though it's a 60,000 seat stadium and 63,000 season ticket holders right now, there will probably be 50,000 season ticket holders. So, you know, I mean, you're just...
Can I give you a story?
Yeah.
I've probably told this to you before, but I'll tell it to you again. I was on the Giants season ticket list since 1975. 1975, I was 13. I put my name in on a postcard to get in on the list. And there was a long wait. Years to get in Giant Stadium when it was just built. Guess what? I got the call. Guess what, Tom Mazawey? You can now buy season tickets. When MetLife Stadium opened, they called me. This is Giant Stadium. It was brand new when I put in for it. They knocked Giant Stadium down, built MetLife Stadium, and called me. I was working at WWJ at the time, 950 on your AM dial. I'm doing a sports report. I get a call from a Giant season ticket rep. Tom, you get to buy tickets. I'm like, oh my God, awesome. I was still going to buy them, although I lived in Michigan. I would have just passed them to my family.
Right.
How many seats you want? I'm like, can I get 4? They're like, yeah. Can I get in the lower tier? No, I can't get you in the lower tier. We'll get you in the upper tier. I'm like, all right. I'll how much is it? So they go on to tell me the tickets are going to range from like $150 to like almost $500 per game. $150. I'm like, all right, I can afford $150. And then they tell me, but you got to pay for the PSL, the personal seat license. I'm like, what's that? They were like, well, you have to buy your seats. I'm like, how much is that? Well, they're $15,000 each. So I got to put in each. So if I just wanted 2 seats, I'd have to put up $30,000. They'd be my seats. I could do whatever I want with them. I could sell them. I could do whatever. And then I got to buy my tickets. Okay, so I waited from 1975 to 2000, whatever the hell it was.
9.
Yeah.
2009. I was on the team.
So what is that? 34 freaking years?
Wow.
And they effed me, and they told me that.
How'd they get your number?
Just
every year do you have to renew or
yeah,
something?
you renew. You stay in touch because I switched my address and everything.
Right.
I'd still get them
changing information.
Yeah, I'd still get the magazine sent to me once a month. You'd get like a Giants magazine because you're on the list. And so I just kept updating my stuff. I still send in postcards to the NFL to try to win a Super Bowl.
You're my hero, dude.
To try to win the lottery to buy Super Bowl tickets.
Got to get you in there.
You're my hero, dude.
I try everything.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
They wanted $15,000 per seat.
Oh my gosh,
that's great. I was actually going with the Bills. I was trying to figure them out, a wide receiver and a running back, but that story is much better. That's nuts. And this NFL is expensive.
Guys, I want to take a break. Final segment of the show. Tigers game just went final. Can talk about that too. Plus, Braylon, have you got a fix for the Bills?
I do. I actually do. And it's not Tom Mazawey taking over the suites and tickets.
But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness as your judgment-free zone where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere for only $10. But as of right now, yes, only $10. But as of right now, Planet Fitness is thrilled to allow high schoolers ages 14 through 19 in the U.S. and Canada to work out for free all summer long with their Planet Fitness High School Summer Pass. Teens can register as of right now and officially gain access to the club all the way up until August 31st. But that's not all, because Planet Fitness is also giving away over $200,000 to high schools and students. Teens who sign up for the High School Summer Pass can help win a scholarship for their school and also participate in a TikTok video contest for a chance at winning academic scholarships. Visit the landing page for more information at pfsummerpasscontest.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
It's Maz for Randy Wise. You know it. How would you like to see some famous athletes like Jim Harbaugh, Darren McCarty, and Braylon Edwards play golf with average Joes like us? Well, you can. You have a chance to do that thanks to Randy Wise Automotive and Woodward Sports. You can do it. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Make the wise choice. Pay attention to Woodward Sports, of course, for your chance to play golf like a celebrity.
All right, great stuff here, guys. Final segment of the show. Tigers game just went final. 9-4, the final. The Detroit Tigers win the series
another
from
series.
The Kansas City Royals.
Just keep winning series.
So in my trek and it started with game 1. Yes,
where we at?
That's right. So we're 2-1. The Tigers are 2-1 in my 16-game stretch. I have pegged now that 16-game stretch starts with the first game against Kansas City, and for the next 16 games, I have the Tigers pegged for an 11-5 record. Right now, they are 2-1 through that little
Last
situation.
night was a sin to lose that game.
Oh, I know. When you lose a game by only giving up 1 run, it just can't happen.
2 hits to 6 hits. They had 2 guys on in the 8th, a guy on second in the 9th. They just could not get him home. Great pitching by Michael Lorenzen. Again, this team competes. They might not be the most talented team. They compete. If they keep winning series, Minnesota lost last night. They lost right with them. I don't know about the Tribe, and I don't know about who else is in that league.
The Guardians, man. Guardians are coming back.
Yeah, they are. They're going to be tough. They're the division winners from last year.
Guardians are only 1 game out of first place. Their Guardians are 4 games under 500.
Yeah.
They're 1 game out of first place.
Yeah.
Look,
how about
best player in the league plays for the Guardians and Ramirez? But in my estimation, man, let me ask you one question before we finish with the for the show. And I know we ended with the Buffalo Bills. They've been floating. They've been floating last 4 years, it's safe to say. They've been floating at the top. They've been floating. They've been giving Josh Allen is this. Sean McDermott is that. The Buffalo Bills are here to stay. And then they get rid of Brian Daboll. It seems to go awry last year. Starts to throw interceptions in the fourth quarter. Everybody's like, the interior, it's this, it's that. They had a lot of injuries on defense last year. You know how, Ryan, you're always talking about you got to go big, go hard in the moment. Like, look, why not give it everything you got? Why not go big in this moment when you're that close? If you're the Buffalo Bills, why not just give Dalvin Cook, who doesn't need the money right now? That's why he's chilling in terms of pressing a deal. Why not give Dalvin Cook a 1 year, $7 million, $8 million? I would get 1 year, $8 million. DeAndre Hopkins is basically telling teams, I promise to be a good. I don't know if this is true or not, but saying I promise to be an upstanding player or member of the team, etc. Maybe his image is a little busted to a certain extent. Maybe some guys have been talking badly behind him that he's GMs that he's played with. This guy isn't this, or I wouldn't have that guy on my team.
Or he's truly lost a step.
And they're talking about his personality more so than on the field. He's a guy that wants to win too. I wouldn't have to have $15 million.
No doubt.
After all that he's made, give me 12.
You hear what Diggs is saying? Stephon Diggs said it. I'm pissed because I'm not more of a part of the offense, and they promised that they would get D-Hop here in Buffalo.
I'm telling you, right now, you got a chance. You have a chance to get D-Hop and Dalvin Cook, both all-pro players, both first-team all-pro players.
That would bolt them to the top.
That would bolt you to the top.
No
it would make
cap.
Stephon Diggs happy. It would make Josh Allen happy.
No cap
and it will
is
get
right.
you where you're at. Not to mention all your defense comes back in terms of Micah Hyde in the secondary. I just don't understand what Buffalo is doing.
Not only that, Bray, but I am surprised that DeAndre Hopkins has not found a home yet either. This looks like a slow play, and I know there's some time before you get into camp, but just the security of knowing where you're going to be too. I mean, he's been out there for a while now. He just didn't get released last week. Now
I read something today that the Patriots are the leaders in the clubhouse for both those guys.
And you know what? And
that would put the Patriots in a playoff.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
With a defense like that,
yes.
in a desperate situation with Bill Belichick, you're talking about two dynamic offensive players to pair with a guy that you think is pretty darn good, and an offensive coordinator in Bill O'Brien that, look, he's not Matt Patricia back there. The guy knows what he's doing.
But the way that DeAndre Hopkins got out of the building in New England, in Foxborough, he got out of that building. Also, it's been a week. He was in New England last Wednesday or last Thursday. I might be off by a day.
Last Wednesday.
That tells me that the relationship between him and Bill O'Brien might have been a little worse than we might have thought. And it also tells me that Bill Belichick is not offering nowhere near what DeAndre Hopkins thinks he is worth or believes he is worth. Those are the two things.
They're definitely low ball.
Guarantee you.
Perhaps you could be right. I'm not going to say you're wrong on that. But at the same time, I have not heard him take another visit after that. So maybe he just needs some time. It's not like he left there and went to go see the Jets or the Ravens or anywhere, the Bills or anywhere else. I mean, I haven't heard him go to any other of the 31 NFL cities after New England. So it doesn't feel like it's a big rush.
If you're the Bills, are you going to let them walk to the Patriots?
Hell no.
Hell no. Hell to the no.
And I think the Bills aren't worried about the Patriots. So if from that standpoint, the Bills might be like, hell, if they get them, they're still not going to beat us, which is probably true. But I wouldn't chance it. And also, we need him. The hell we're trying to block y'all. We actually could use him, put him on the other side of Stephon Diggs, have Stephon Diggs stop acting like a child. To a certain extent, he's right. That's the move you got to do. Dalvin Cook and DeAndre Hopkins. You can worry about next year. But right now, you got to go all in.
Have the Cook brothers in the backfield.
Push the chip. I just forgot about that.
Yeah. Ooh, let him cook, baby.
James is like, no, don't bring him here.
Hey, mind if I close it out today? Because I want to invite everybody out to.
I would love to.
You want to close it out?
No, I would love you to.
I want to invite everybody out tomorrow to Les Stanford Buick GMC in Ferndale, located on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. We're going to be out there tomorrow. It is their grand opening. So we'll be out there tomorrow having some fun. Then Dispo on Friday. Lots to get to.
Can I get an oil change while I'm there?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm due.
I'm actually going to get one too.
I'm due.
Yeah,
Would you put me on the list, please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Very good. Wait, you're not bringing your car?
Yeah. No, tomorrow I am.
Oh, yeah.
Dispo's Friday.
Dispo's Friday. All right, very good. All right, guys. Tell a friend about Woodward Sports. Hit the like button. Subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
See ya.